Phil was looking after Friend.
No, there's no way Friend survived.
And technically,
Will, listen!
People wouldn't lie about that, would they?
Sup? So if you don't know who I am, I'm Ty and I'm the cool half of Westy. And the reason why I'm doing the sub bit today is because I realised that a lot of you guys need some serious lessons in how to be cool like me. So only like 2% of the people that watch these videos actually subscribe. And so if you think about it, if you subscribe, you're actually 98% cooler than anyone else that doesn't. You can't argue with the maths. And so if I were you, what I do right now, is go down there, click the subscribe button, leave a comment or something, and enjoy the damn video. Ghostbur's character was loyal to a fault. These were his defining characteristics, and he rarely broke away from his carefree, optimistic personality. He always wanted to help his friends, whether that be to atone for the sins of the past, or simply because he was a compassionate person. And there was nobody that he wanted to help more than Tommyinnit. Tommy was Wilbur's best friend before he died, and perhaps the one that Wilbur wronged the most. He knew that Tommy had given up more for L'Manberg than anyone, and yet in his final moments, he betrayed Tommy and broke all of the promises he ever made to keep L'Manberg safe. Because of all the hardships that Wilbur had costed Tommy in his life before, it is only natural, then, that Ghostbur wanted to mend that relationship. At first, this went remarkably well. Tommy was one of the first people to truly distinguish Ghostbur from Wilbur, and did not hold him accountable for the past. Quickly, the two became friends. Tommy probably clung on to some of the more positive aspects of Ghostbur that he saw Wilbur in. After all, their friendship before all of this war, revolution, and bloodshed was remarkable, to say the least. But Tommy's role in Ghostbur's life quickly became soured by his mischievous ways, leading to an unfortunate but admittedly deserved exile. Overseeing Tommy's exile was his longtime enemy Dream. He held all of the power, and Tommy was sentenced to months alone with only Dream as company. But Ghostbur did not want his friend to go alone, and so decided to invite himself along and make the exile as positive as he possibly could. In his usual innocent, albeit ignorant way, Ghostbur quickly began lightening the mood of betrayal that Tommy had just suffered. He was a positive force in Tommy's darkest times, lifting his spirits whenever he felt at his worst. The problem was, this was never going to be a positive trip. Tommy would suffer weeks of emotional manipulation at the hands of Dream, and would frequently lash out as Ghostbur, as he was the only person other than Dream that he could talk to. Despite Tommy's negative ways and constantly deteriorating attitude, Ghostbur kept coming back, time and time again, to help his friend, never asking for thanks or expecting praise. It was during this time that Tommy began to take Ghostbur's friendship for granted. He began to realize that no matter what he did or said, Ghostbur would always be there to try and mend their relationship. While he never intended to abuse this loyalty, there were multiple occasions where Ghostbur's wants went either ignored or were deemed unimportant by Tommy. For example, he blamed Ghostbur for nobody turning up at his beach party, knowing it was much easier to blame him than the conniving Dream. Now, I'm not saying that Tommy ever wanted to actually hurt Ghostbur. In fact, I think he cared about him a lot. Like I said before, I think that Ghostbur was a window into some of the best of Wilbur's qualities, and given that their friendship was built on such strong foundations, Tommy wanting to hurt Ghostbur seems illogical. Instead, I think Tommy failed to be as compassionate and careful as he should have been, and let Ghostbur down by putting his own goals and his own self before his friends, as he always seems to do. And with that explained, I want to talk to you about Tommyinnit's biggest failure as a friend. Let me set the stage. Dream is in prison, L'Manberg is gone, and Tommy has just been revived from the dead. I know, a lot to skip over, but maybe we'll cover that in a different video. Tommy is dead set on killing Dream after he discovered his power to revive people from the dead. Tommy realizes that this power is simply too dangerous, and that there is no prison that could possibly keep Dream from exerting his power over the server. And in the afterlife, Tommy confronted the real Wilbur and had to live with him for what seemed like months. Tommy decided to do something about it and be the hero that he always wanted to be, and so he summoned his closest friends and formulated a plan.
Wilbur!
What's wrong? What's wrong?
It's speedrun time, bitch!
Crime time! The plan is simple. Ghostbur will set up a visit to the prison with Awesome Dude, using his charm and innocence to his advantage. During the prison visit, Tommy will use invisibility potions to his benefit and follow Ghostbur through the intense security checks. But Tommy is not going in alone. In his back pocket, he will pack the Axe of Peace and use it to finally bring an end to Dream's evil and—
Stop Stop moving right now.
Why do these things always go wrong?
Don't move.
Just let me over there. I've got the Axe of
Stand
Peace.
still.
No, Ghostbur, listen to me.
What is he doing?
It's okay.
Let me out. I'm gonna revive him.
No.
Then he'll help me. Please, Wilbur will help me.
No, send me over there. We can just kill Dream now.
Back up, Tommy.
Just send me over. Send me over. Ghostbur.
Tommy, please. Tommy,
No.
you said it would be okay.
No, go. No.
Ghostbur's death hit like a ton of bricks. All of a sudden, Tommy was forced to confront that his actions got a friend killed. His selfishness and need to be the hero of the story put Ghostbur in a position that he was woefully underqualified for, using the fact that everyone thought Ghostbur to be non-threatening and pure as a tactical advantage. He should never have even considered bringing Ghostbur into a place where Tommy himself had literally died before. He realized he had a lot of thinking to do. A lot of time needed to pass before he could truly become what he needed to become and make sure that nobody else got hurt. Except that didn't happen, and Tommy all but forgot that Ghostbur ever even existed. This is the fact that crosses the line for me. Even if Tommy did all of these things and still showed a little bit of remorse, I could have found a way to defend him. Maybe he thought what he was doing was for the best. Maybe he fell victim to his own childlike naivety to think that nothing would go wrong. But no, Ghostbur was all but forgotten by Tommy as soon as Wilbur returned. The bigger threat always outweighed the need to learn from the past mistakes, and now the return of Wilbur took precedence over everything that just happened. Even in Ghostbur's death, it seemed that his closest friends ignored him. And hopefully, if you didn't believe me when I said this was the most tragic story on the DreamSMP before, you do now. We are yet to see whether Tommy actually mourns Ghostbur's passing, or whether it simply goes by, but his immediate reaction after seeing Wilbur speaks absolute volumes. He didn't question whether what he did was wrong, and he didn't accept any of the blame for his action. He simply moved on like nothing ever happened. And the worst part of it all is, Ghostbur is never coming back. Wilbur is here to stay, and I don't think we're ever going to see his ghosty counterpart resurface. But when Ghostbur died, he took with him the biggest source of optimism on the server. If not Ghostbur, who's gonna be there when times get tough and everything seems so bleak to lighten the mood? Who is going to provide the reason for old friends that are going through a really rough patch to not forget the good times that they had? Who will be there to soak up the sadness and provide consolation? The people in this world are all far too gone. They're all too affected by the threat of dying or wars of the past. None of them can truly be happy. With Ghostbur gone, innocence is truly dead.